All right, it is time to grid up and go racing. AJ Gonsi and Harley Barletta, both drivers on the championship bubble, starting on the front row. Jeff Hinkle, Mark Nelson on the second row. Greg McDaniel and Eric Stoy on the third row. Bill Percy, Mark Dantuma have the fourth row. Brandon Springer and Nicole Kriesel rounding out the top 10. David Garman, 11th, and Kevin Reed currently in 12th. 13th is Gerald Thanos Poole, Aaron Mason in 14th, Jared Heasley 15th. Topher Baltimore will not take the grid as he is in race control. He is scored in 16th. 17th is Brian Oshinska, Vern Spring in 18th, and Chris Parker in 19th. 18 drivers in the field. 7 in the playoffs. 4 spots will advance in the playoffs. 3 drivers getting eliminated here tonight. And this battle between AJ Gonsi and Harley Barletta has been back and forth all season long. Looks like it will continue. Although it might end here tonight, hard to say, but we're going to find out in just a moment. The driver's just waiting. Looks like the pace car is about to start rolling. We'll get to see a lot of the cars exit pit road here. AJ and Harley get them rolling from the front. Here comes the field out onto the track. One lap around this 1 mile track before they go green. 1 mile concrete, high banked track, 24 degrees of banking into the turns, 9 degrees of banking on the straightaway, non-stop excitement. Tires will be the key here tonight for a lot of these drivers. Pace truck is in. Out of turn 4, here they go. Green flag is in the air. They fire and are down and away from Dover. AJ and Harley both get an amazing launch and jump out just a little bit ahead of Jeff Hinkle. Greg McDaniel, Mark Nelson side by side. Greg comes out ahead. Eric Stoy back in 6th. Brandon Springer already up a couple of spots to 7th. Mark Dantuma 8th. Nicole Kriesel up to 9th. Gerald Thanos Poole has already jumped up 3 spots to the top 10. Jared Heasley up 4 spots in 11th. Chris Parker already making something happen as well. Chris is up 6 spots. Started last up to 13th. AJ still has the lead. Remember, both of these drivers are right on the bubble. AJ in 4th, Harley in 5th. Both of them trying to fight to make it into the championship 4. Jeff Hinkle in 3rd, though, starting to run him down. Caution is out already. Let's see. Looks like it might have been Nicole Kriesel. Oh, Kevin Reed. Nicole Kriesel get together off into the turn. Several cars collected. Let's see. There was a car down low on the inside. Oh, Nicole just grabs that wall. The wall often violently attacks. Bill Percy is collected. Garmin is collected. Let's try and take a look at that. There was a car stopped on the back straightaway. Looks like it was Aaron Mason. Right ahead of David Garmin. Not sure. Oh, Aaron got wicked loose off of turn 2 into the inside wall. He'll be going in and using a repair here. AJ Godsey still in the lead. Harley Barletta in second. Jeff Hinkle in third. Greg McDaniel in fourth. Mark Nelson in fifth. They come into tonight with the set of tires that on the car and 3 additional sets. Could make things a little interesting. Having that extra set, they're not going to have to, they still have to save tires. Dover just eats tires alive. And look at this. I did hear Vern Spring before the race made a comment, said he does not like concrete or flat tracks at all. I think his opinion might change if his success so far tonight continues. Vern started in 18th. He's in 11th. Lights are still on the pace car. Let's see if we can get a word with AJ. Hey, AJ, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
Hey, coming into tonight, you're kind of on the bubble back there in fourth, and you got the 5th place car right behind you. You a little concerned?
Yeah, I didn't even look at the points, Doug, because I didn't even want to know what the pressure was. I know every week it's pressure out here. These guys are so good, and it's just fun to race with them.
Well, didn't mean to ruin that for you, but it's close, buddy.
Yeah, I knew that. I just didn't want to know how close or be trying to judge by 1 point or 2 points. I just want to be able to focus on coming out here and winning the race and just getting the job done.
Well, hopefully you can save a little tires. I know Jeff Hinkle is back there, and you know he is still sending it, but I imagine he always has a little bit of extra grip in those tires.
Oh, yeah. I've learned that the hard way the last, 2 or 3 races, Doug. He's got me at Michigan, then he got me at Chicago in the truck, so he's definitely he's turned the corner. He's definitely one to watch for now.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Hopefully you're still in contention after tonight.
Thanks, Doug.
AJ Godsey up front. We might have just made the situation worse, but 1 lap to green, and everybody stacks back up side by side. It's AJ and Harley. AJ choosing to restart up top on this one. Harley Barletta in second. Jeff Hinkle and Greg McDaniel have the second row. Mark Nelson, Eric Stoy on the third row. Brandon Springer, Mark Dantuma have the fourth row. Gerald Poole and Jared Heasley rounding out the top 10. Gerald is on a march, as is Jared Heasley. Down through 3 and 4, the pace truck getting ready to pull off here. These tires only have about 6-7 laps on them, but could see a few drivers who have pushed too hard that first couple of green flag laps. Might see some tire spin on the restart. Out of turn 4 they go. AJ fires, green flag in the air, they're down and away. And here comes Greg McDaniel up top going for second. Harley Barletta trying to fight back on the bottom. Greg McDaniel having a great run here. He was a championship contender early on in the playoffs. Still in 6th. Still has an opportunity to get into the top 4 here tonight, but he needs an exceptional run. Hopefully he'll be able to get the job done here. Mark, you're not supposed to be texting and driving. Mark Dantuma going down the backstretch trying to pass Mark Nelson while texting. You might want to concentrate. It's Dover, buddy. AJ Gotze still out front. Greg McDaniel in second. Harley in third. Jeff Hinkle lurking in fourth. Eric Stoy has made his way up to fifth, but the car on the move just set the fastest lap of the race. David Garman back there in the Ford. He comes by. Gerald Poole takes 10th place. Nicole Kriesel has had an incident. She is on pit road. Looks like she just gets a little bit of the apron out of the turn. Manages to get down to the bottom of the track and get off the track. Doesn't draw the yellow, but a heartbreak for Nicole, who has been getting faster every single week. Just some bad luck tonight. Eric Stoy down underneath Jeff Hinkle. He is going for fourth. Eric Stoy has the nose ahead coming off the turn. Down the back straightaway they go. Hinkle has the advantage. Mark Dantuma up on the high side. Oh, Mark a little bit into the wall. But he's got the nose on the outside of Eric Stoy. Now Eric pulls ahead in the turn. And meanwhile, Jeff Hinkle is able to hold both off. Eric Stoy coming off turn two. And Eric gets a little out of shape that time. Manages to hold on to it. Mark still trying to pull ahead of Jeff Hinkle here. Jeff now back to sixth. AJ up front. AJ up front has a 1 second lead over Greg McDaniel. Harley Barletta in third with Eric Stoy now in fourth. The battle is really on from fourth back to eighth. And look who is closing in now. Jared Heasley up to seventh after starting in 15th. Brandon Springer now in 8th. David Garman in 9th. Gerald Poole in 10th. Oh, and shout out to Richie West, who can't make it tonight. His whole family being sick, he had to sit this one out, take care of them. Great job by Richie West. We're thinking about you, buddy. Hope everybody's feeling better. Jeff Hinkle trying to fight back toward the front, tries to get the nose in under Mark Dantuma. Back in 9th, Brandon Springer as Gerald Poole all over the back bumper. David Garman now up into 8th. Garmy starting to run some folks down here. I think Garmin might have actually taken tires on his pit stop when he went in for repairs. AJ Gotze in the lead. Brian Oshinska is on pit road on lap 19. Nicole Kriesel is back out on track as well. Greg McDaniel securely in second, but here comes Harley Barletta starting to close the gap down. Eric Stoy back in fourth, trying to claw up. Remember, he said he needs a top 10, wants a win, but as long as he brings the car home and brings it home clean, he'll be happy. He'll be able to stay in the fight. If he finishes ahead of Jeff Hinkle, who he's tied for first in points with, even better. Jared Heasley currently in 7th, not in the playoffs, just trying to fight his way forward. Brandon Springer currently in 8th. Garmin is having some difficulties. Garmin to pit. David Garman is down on the apron, headed to pit road. And okay, Not sure. Garmin was sending it on pit road. Not sure what's happening there. Gonna guess technical difficulties. AJ Gotzi's lead, almost 2 seconds over Greg McDaniel. Harley Barletta is still all over the back bumper of McDaniel. Now Eric Stoy is with them, Mark Dantuma, and Jeff Hinkle. 2nd through 6th, all nose to tail. Jared Heasley in 7th, Brandon Springer in 8th. Mark Nelson back in 9th, Gerald Poole in 10th. Bill Percy up to 11th now. Chris Parker, who started in 19th, is now up to 12th. And Aaron Mason, who had an incident half a lap before the big wreck that brought out the first caution, he is starting to fight his way back up to 13th now. Kevin Reed back in 14th. Bit of a surprise. Kevin's usually quite good at these type of tracks. And Vernon Spring in 15th. Looks like Garmin might be out of the race. AJ Gotzi's lead just over 2 seconds. The front 2nd through 6th starting to spread out as tire wear becomes an issue. Harley Barletta in 3rd, Mark Dantuma in 4th. They've now got a 6/10 of a second gap between them. Eric Stoy now to 5th. Jeff Hinkle in 6th, Brandon Springer in 7th, and Jared Heasley in 8th. Mark Nelson back to 9th, and Gerald Poole in 10th. Bill Percy now in 11th, managed to recover from that earlier incident. But it is AJ Gotzi dominating. As he runs right now, he would stay in the top 4. Actually, I think as they run right now, Brandon Springer would actually be eliminated. Mark Dantuma started in 8th. He is now up into 4th. And just to give you an idea on the tire wear here, AJ Gotzi's fastest lap was 22.69 seconds. Last time by, 23.96. Almost 1.5 seconds in 30 laps. And remember, 5 or 6, were under caution. And looks like Brian Oshinska and David Garmin both out of the race. Gerald Poole, Vernon Spring, both on pit road. Kevin Reed currently in 13th, Chris Parker 17th, Kevin Reed in 13th, Chris Parker in 12th, Aaron Mason now up to 11th. Aaron has really come on since the caution. Bill Percy in 10th. The field really starting to spread out now. The gap from 1st to 10th, 12.6 seconds. But AJ is way out in front now, almost 3 seconds over Greg McDaniel in 2nd. Nicole Kriesel officially out of the race due to damage to that car. Bit of a heartbreak. 3 drivers already out of the race tonight. Attrition could become a big, big problem here. Dover is well known for being hard on tires and hard on cars, especially coming off those turns. that wall has a tendency to reach out and grab you. Mark D'Antuma staying right in Harley Barletta's tire tracks. Jeff Hinkle not far behind either of them, currently running in 5th. Eric Stoy and Jeff Hinkle came into tonight tied for the points lead. Jeff in 5th, Eric now in 6th. Jared Heasley up to 7th now. Brandon Springer in 8th. Mark Nelson has caught up. He is now in 9th place and caught up to the back bumper of Brandon Springer. Bill Percy currently running in 10th. And Chris Parker might be having issues as well. We'll probably get an update from Topher here in a moment. But it does look like Chris Parker has taken it to pit road and parked it. We'll await official confirmation on that. Meanwhile, AJ Gotzi has really started to pick up the speed on the other drive. He was 0.2 of a second faster than Greg McDaniel last time. Harley Barletta has started to lose touch with Greg McDaniel not too long ago, and Mark D'Antuma and Jeff Hinkle have closed back up on him. Chris Parker is officially out of the race. That makes 4 drivers officially out. Vern Spring on pit road. The battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now is really starting to heat up. Harley, as Jeff Hinkle is coming by Mark D'Antuma on the bottom. This is where Jeff tends to shine at late in the run, makes the tires last longer than anybody, and charges forward. As they run now, as they run right now, Jeff Hinkle would have the points lead. And Hinkle is starting to close back in on Harley Barletta as well. Not far behind, here comes Eric Stoy and Jared Heasley. Oh, Eric gets a little bit loose off turn 4 that time. Doesn't lose it much, but as they continue to run, those tires continue to wear. That back end kicking out becomes a huge problem. AJ Gotzi just came around and has lapped Kevin Reed. That leaves 11 cars on the lead lap when you factor in attrition. And now AJ finally starting to lap some cars. Things, looks like AJ will be able to stay in the playoffs. A long way to go, but he's definitely headed in the right direction. Jason Rome is always cheering on Topher here. So go Topher in the broadcast, or in the race control, buddy. Good job. You even have, when race control has their own cheering section, that's pretty cool. Greg McDaniel in 2nd. Harley Barletta up to 3rd now. Jeff Hinkle all over the back bumper of Barletta. Mark D'Antuma in 4th. Eric Stoy and Jared Heasley have caught back up to this pack. Now with a little help from the draft as they go down the straightaway, Eric Stoy might start advancing. Oh, Jeff is out. Everybody was out of shape. In varying degrees, that entire group got loose off the turn. Everybody manages to hold on to it that time, but man, it is getting a little, the tires are really starting to show their wear as Jeff Hinkle is now looking low under Harley Barletta. Down the front straightaway, out of turn 4, Hinkle down to the bottom. Mark Dantuma is going to close the hole up top. Hinkle can't get there yet. And now Dantuma up on the high side. Oh, Mark might have gotten a little piece of the wall there, but didn't lift. Now Eric Stoy up top. Eric Stoy starts looking to the bottom. Can't quite get there yet. Here it comes. Eric Stoy still closing in. Mark Dantuma, Jeff Hinkle still trying to battle it out. Hinkle trying to get back by him. Meanwhile, Harley Barletta just leads the crew. And while all of this exciting stuff is happening from third on back, way out front, there is an AJ Godsey just clicking away laps. If this thing, which sometimes happens with Dover, they've got that early caution out of the way. If this thing stays green, AJ Godsey will definitely continue to pull away here. And here comes Dantuma now looking underneath Barletta. Down the back straightaway. Mark can't get there yet, but he is looking for a hole to stick his nose in. Mark Dantuma has got to run. They're going to have lap traffic. Kevin Reed up on the high side. Really surprised by Kevin Reed right now, falling back. Not very common. Jeff Hinkle just used Kevin Reed as a pick and manages to slip by Harley Barletta. Oh, Kevin and Harley get together. Looked like Harley was trying to move up. Kevin was still there. They just touched enough to turn Harley a hair. Everybody manages to save it, but that was a close one. Jared Heasley, Mark Nelson are the first two to begin green flag stops. As we're down to 10 cars on the lead lap. AJ Godsey currently in the lead now, a 6.6 second gap. How far do these drivers try and stretch it tonight? 55 laps in, about 5 laps under caution. AJ Godsey continues to turn laps. Heasley and Mark Nelson on their way off of pit road. Brandon Springer's coming to pit road. And a lot of tracks, especially a place like Dover, there's not a lot of time to get the car up to speed before you're actually out on the track. That is going to make it interesting as cars start to merge off pit road. Could make things very, very exciting. And the guys that stretch their tires and fuel, they might actually be able to pick up some positions. The leader's on pit road. Oh, AJ locks him up to get down to speed. Greg McDaniel is coming to pit road. Harley Barletta stays out. Harley looked like he was bunched up in traffic and just couldn't get around. Bill Percy also staying out. Aaron Mason also staying out. Jeff Hinkle, Eric Stoy, Kevin Reed, Mark Dantuma, Greg McDaniel, and AJ Godsey all on pit road. Harley Barletta on his way down. Bill Percy stays out. With what we saw a moment ago, it could very well be possible Bill Percy could get that caution he needs here in just a moment as drivers start making their way off of pit road here. They are going to be merging into some high-speed traffic here in just a moment. Here comes Jeff Hinkle. There is Mark Dantuma, Eric Stoy. They will not be back up to full speed until the front straightaway. Looks like they're going to make it cleanly. Aaron Mason is on pit road. And it looks like Bill Percy should probably head to pit road in the next lap or so. Aaron Mason on pit road, leaving Bill Percy the last car to hit pit road. And Bill stays out. AJ Gotzi has completed his pit stop. He is now in second. Still has a 6-second lead over Jared Heasley, who is now up into third. Mark Nelson in fourth. Greg McDaniel in fifth. Mark Dantuma in sixth. Bill Percy way up by the wall as Heasley comes by. And you see the difference, fresh tires versus old tires. Bill really struggling as Mark Nelson comes by. Bill Percy is going to give up the lead and come to pit road. The lead will cycle back around to AJ Gotzi in a moment. That's going to put Jared Heasley all the way up to second. He is 6.8 seconds back from AJ. Remember, he did pit about four laps before AJ, so he has had a little extra time and momentum out here. And he has definitely made great use of it. Mark Nelson also on the same strategy. AJ Gotzi still has the lead, a 7.1 second gap. Mark Nelson in third. Heasley in second. Nelson in third. Mark Dantuma in fourth. Greg McDaniel now back into fifth. Greg McDaniel actually had one of the longest pit stops. Jeff Hinkle in sixth. Eric Stoy is seventh. Harley Barletta in eighth. Brandon Springer in ninth. Bill Percy currently in 10th. The first car one lap down. Kevin Reed in 11th and Aaron Mason in 12th. Gerald Poole might be done. And just confirmed, Thanos is done for the night. So 12 cars left in the race after 19 gridded. 12 cars left and 9 left on the lead lap. The Miles the Monster is definitely chewing them up and spitting them out here tonight. AJ's lead continuing to grow, 8.1 seconds. Jared Heasley in second, Mark Nelson in third. Then you've got this little group, Mark Dantuma, Greg McDaniel, and Jeff Hinkle continuing to battle it out. Eric Stoy right behind them, and Harley Barletta not far behind as well. And when he comes back around, let's hop in the car with Jeff Hinkle. Here he comes up out of turn number 4 down the front straightaway. Red line all the way around. Gets out of the gas until the car settles. Eases back on. I think Jeff Hinkle might have one of the gentlest right foot of anybody in iRacing. Definitely one of the smoothest drivers out there. Back on the throttle, and you see everybody, the track is so bumpy that every inch of it. These guys are bumping around, having to adjust the car to keep it going the right way. Hinkle is the best at keeping that car going the right way. Back up out of turn 4, down the front straightaway. Hinkle did that lap in just over 23 seconds. AJ Gotze has grown his lead now to 10 seconds. He was determined to stay in this championship hunt. They're just past halfway. His lead now 10.1 seconds. Mark Nelson in second with Jared Heasley in third, Dan Tuma fourth, Greg McDaniel fifth, Jeff Hinkle sixth, Eric Stoy in seventh, Harley Barletta eighth, and Brandon Springer in ninth. Just doing some quick math in my head, and it's getting really iffy with Brandon Springer, Harley Barletta, Eric Stoy, Jeff Hinkle all right there together, and Greg McDaniel. And with AJ Gotze leading, the points are really close coming into this week. They're going to be even closer when we get down to the championship 4. After tonight, Jared Heasley goes up the track, Dan Tuma goes underneath. Here comes Greg McDaniel trying to stay in the battle as well. Oh, it gets a little sketchy as both Greg McDaniel and Jared Heasley get a little loose. Up off turn 4, Jeff Hinkle manages to slip by Heasley. He's now up into 5th. Heasley back to 6th. Eric Stoy, Harley Barletta, and Brandon Springer not far behind. And wow, Jared, something has gone wrong since that pit stop. His car is definitely not handling as well as it was on that first set of tires. Eric Stoy now down underneath Jared Heasley. He is looking for 6th place. Harley Barletta right behind him as well, looking to stay with inside of Eric and any. Oh, we've got a big one. Jeff Hinkle's into the inside wall. Caution is out. Off the turn, it looks like Mark Nelson just taps the wall. Coming off of turn 2, bounces off, collects Hinkle. There you see Mark Nelson up on the high side, just barely taps the wall. Barely taps Hinkle and brings out the caution. Hinkle will keep rolling, go in for a repair. But that's going to set him to the back of the lead lap, although not a huge gap. He'll be back there in 9th. I'm sure a lot of drivers are wishing this caution, we're happy to see this caution come out. One driver who's not happy to see it is right there in the 5 car. AJ Gotze in the lead, had a 10-second lead on the field. Mark Dantuma now in 2nd. Greg McDaniel 3rd. Mark Nelson 4th. Eric Stoy 5th. Jared Heasley, Harley Barletta, Brandon Springer, and Jeff Hinkle all on pit road, all getting fresh tires. Hinkle will get that car repaired as well. And you can see some pretty significant damage on Hinkle's car. Bill Percy is the lucky dog on this one. He will get waved back around to the lead lap. So Percy back in contention here. AJ Gotze, the first to hit his pit stall. Will he be able to pull back off first? It's looking good. Mark Nelson is up. Dan Tuma's on his way out. It'll be AJ Godsey was first off pit road, followed by Greg McDaniel and Mark Dantuma. Let's see if we can get a word with Greg McDaniel. Hey, Greg, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, go ahead, Doug.
Hey, your first pit stop was a bit slow there, but this second pit stop, man, you got out of there quickly. Did you give your pit crew some energy drinks?
I'm not sure if my stop was slow or if maybe the couple guys undercut me. I'll have to watch the race after we're done. I think I got undercut because I felt like my stop was pretty good, but same thing there. Took 4 tires and topped it off. It's going to be really, really close on fuel. I think we can make it from here, so.
Your pit stop this time was almost exactly a second faster than your previous pit stop. Your first stop was a 15.25. Your stop this time, 14.22. I do believe you had the fastest stop this time. So whatever your pit crew's doing on this second stop, you definitely want to keep them doing.
Yep, we'll have to figure out what that was and make sure they keep getting it.
You said you're going to be close on fuel, but do you think you can make it? And will you try and conserve, or are you just going to go for it?
I'm just going to go for it. I'm pretty confident I can do 54 laps on a tank, so I think I'm good.
All right, man. Good luck. Hopefully you'll come out with the win.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, Greg McDaniel comes off pit road in second. Bill Percy has been to pit road after getting the waiver in. He is in 10th. AJ Godsey up front, and it looks like Vernon Spring. Here we go. We're seeing some lap cars now hit pit road. Aaron Mason stayed out. He last pitted on lap 58. He'll get waved around the pace car. Will not have time to get to pit road, so he's going to be out there on really old tires. But he'll be back on the lead lap, so we'll see if he's got a plan here to make this work. I'm getting word that AJ Godsey wears old lady perfume. We'll have to ask him about that in the post-race interview. All right, it'll be Greg McDaniel and AJ Godsey on the front row. Mark Dantuma, Mark Nelson have the second row. Jared Heasley, Eric Stoy on the third. Harley Barletta, Brandon Springer on the fourth. Jeff Hinkle, Bill Percy rounding out the top 10. Pace car getting ready to drop off here. Pace car is in. Let's see if we can watch this restart from the chopper. Hopefully the pilot can keep up with those cars up front. Pace car is in. Green flag is in. Oh no, we've got Mark Nelson into the outside wall. Everybody has to check up behind. No caution. He manages to keep it going the right way. Let's see if we can get another look at what happened. Mark has some damage, but he had been to pit road. Oh, just spun the tires. And look at that. Jared Heasley, Brandon Springer both get caught in that. Mark Nelson loses a ton of positions. One guy that capitalized on it, Bill Percy, went from 10th to 7th in the blink of an eye. And that might be the moment that Brandon Springer looks back and says he lost his playoff shot. Brandon got caught behind the whole incident, now back into 9th place. And yes, Mark Nelson just pulled a Rome. AJ already starting to pull away just a little bit from Greg McDaniel. Now Mark Dantuma in third. Harley Barletta up to fourth. Eric Stoy up to fifth. Jeff Hinkle to sixth. Bill Percy up to seventh. Jared Heasley in eighth. Brandon Springer in ninth. Mark Nelson back in 10th. Quick look at the points. AJ came in tonight fourth in points with Brandon Springer so far behind. He'll pick up third, possibly even getting within a few points of the top two, especially with Eric Stoy in fifth and Jeff Hinkle in sixth. AJ is going to gain a lot of points. If he can pull off the win in the next 42 laps, he should be able to make his way in, or keep himself in the championship four. Harley Barletta was 2 points behind him and 3 points behind Brandon Springer, with Springer back in ninth and Harley back in fourth. Harley would move up to fourth and would eliminate Brandon Springer as they run right now. Greg McDaniel, Harley gets the outside wall. Greg McDaniel also started the night 3 points behind Harley Barletta in sixth place. Greg running in second. He might have put... Harley is in trouble. Harley is in big trouble. He has lost several positions in the last lap. Plus the damage he has likely done to his tires with those two incidents. Bill Percy now coming by. Bill's going to run into the top 5 before the night's out. It is worth noting something I just noticed. Bill Percy has the second fastest lap of the night, and he was faster than both AJ Godsey, Greg McDaniel. Great job, Bill. His lap time was equal to that of Harley Barletta. Bill Percy now has to deal with Harley Barletta behind while trying to gain on Jeff Hinkle in fifth. Eric Stoy now in fourth. Those were the top two coming into tonight. They were tied with the points lead. Mark Dantuma now in third. And look at this. Greg McDaniel has caught back up to AJ. AJ was starting to pull away just a little bit. You heard Greg say he wasn't going to conserve. He was just going to go for it. And it is definitely showing Greg all over the back bumper of AJ Godsey here. AJ still in the lead. The last few laps, Greg McDaniel and Mark Dantuma have actually been a 1/100th of a second faster than the leader. Eric Stoy back in fourth, Jeff Hinkle in fifth. Harley Barletta in sixth, Bill Percy seventh, Jared Heasley eighth, Brandon Springer in ninth, and Mark Nelson 10th. AJ barely pulling ahead of Greg now. Half of a second is the gap. Mark Dantuma still right there. Eric Stoy and Jeff Hinkle still nose to tail. Harley Barletta has gotten back past Bill Percy, as has Jared Heasley. Bill back to 8th. Brandon Springer still in 9th. And I haven't looked closely, but I'm wondering if Springer, holy cow, off of turn 2, wicked loose. Trying to see if on that restart, if he got any damage to the car with that incident. I don't see anything. Brandon definitely does not have the same speed on this run that he had earlier in the race. Oh, and loose again off turn 2. I'm willing to bet Springer is loose again. Let's get in this car. Let's dial up his in-car camera. Really having to work that throttle to keep that car going the right way. And you see, he is having to fight it all the way around the track. He's fighting it on the straightaway. You can hear the tires squealing in pain. He was loose off 4. Wow. But he is actually closing in on Jared Heasley. He is not letting up an inch. Actually, Jason, I do believe he has just activated the peanut butter deployment system that allows him to have more grip. You did hear him say in the pre-race that, hey, BRR doesn't do pre-race inspection. Might be something Topher wants to look into. Aaron Mason is on pit road. He went to pit road. Got his final stop. Aaron currently in 12th. A few laps down. Greg McDaniel is now going to have to contend with Mark Dantuma. Mark closing back up as AJ pulls away. AJ's lead now 1.7 seconds. Next time by, it'll be 25 laps to go for AJ Godsey, keeping his playoff hopes alive tonight. He has been close to elimination twice this season. For the first time ever, we were looking at the possibility of a championship battle without AJ Godsey in it. That will not be the case if he continues and pulls off the win here tonight. AJ's lead right at 2 seconds. Greg McDaniel, Mark Dantuma now nose to tail. Eric Stoy now up to 4th. Jeff Hinkle in 5th. Those are the top 2 in the points right now. Mason comes by on 4 fresh tires. And now I'm wondering, Mason just got, what in the world? Something's going on with Mark Dantuma. Mark is having some massive connection issues all of a sudden. Aaron Mason stopped on lap 98. Everybody in front of him stopped on lap 79. Obviously, Aaron is currently in 12th place. About 4 laps down. He cannot unlap himself enough times to get up and pull off a win. But if anybody has any problems that put him back on pit road, Aaron Mason stands to pick up a lot of ground here. He is at least going to unlap himself once as he comes by Greg McDaniel running down AJ Godsey. And look at the speed. Let's hop in his, let's see if we can dial up his in-car. There we go. Aaron Mason's car, and that is AJ Godsey, the leader, just ahead. This is what 1 second a lap faster, or 1.5 seconds a lap faster looks like here at Dover. He is just running him down like crazy. Topher, that was a bit much. And there you see, he has just reeled AJ in just a matter of a couple of laps. If not for the earlier trouble Aaron Mason had, he would definitely be in contention here. He goes down to the bottom, is going to look to unlap himself. AJ staying up top. Aaron Mason just drove past the leader to get one of his laps back. Greg McDaniel back in second, still has Dan Tuma right there with him in third. Eric Stoy actually starting to close down on the both of them. He's got a less than 1 second to mark Dan Tuma. Jeff Hinkle's still with him as well. Harley Barletta still there as well. But look who has made his way up into seventh. Brandon Springer is back in contention. Brandon came in tonight third. This one's going to be interesting to see who is still in after tonight. The top four will advance in the playoffs. The top four in points, but it's going to be tough for them to determine who that's going to be just based on the fact that I think some of these top four are going to come down to a tie. $16 laps to go. AJ is going to take 15 to go now. Aaron Mason, less than a lap behind Kevin Reed in 11th. He might actually catch up to Kevin Reed and be able to pick up a spot before this is all said and done. Meanwhile, AJ Gotze is running down Kevin Reed. Kevin Reed staying up top. I think he might have gotten the wall a little bit there, letting AJ by. AJ gets by clear. He's got just over, or he'll have 12 to go when he gets back around. Greg McDaniel starting to pull away from Mark Dantuma now. Eric Stoy, meanwhile, is starting to run Dan Tuma down and bringing Jeff Hinkle with him. Harley Barletta back in 6th. Brandon Springer in 7th. Everybody in the top 7, except for Mark Dantuma, is actually racing for a position in the top 4 in the playoffs. And Heasley all over the back bumper of Brandon Springer here. Jared has been as high as 2nd place tonight, having a great run. Just a little bit of strategy not working out the way he had hoped here. But he started in 14th and made his way up to 7th. A great run at Dover. It'll be 9 to go for AJ Gotze. He now has a 3.7 second lead over Greg McDaniel. Eric Stoy back in 3rd. Has now gotten past Mark Dantuma. Mark in 4th. Now Jeff Hinkle in 5th, closing up on Mark Dantuma as well. Harley Barletta a little further back in 6th. Brandon Springer in 7th and Jared Heasley in 8th. Mark Nelson in 9th. And Bill Percy currently in 10th. Worth noting, Aaron Mason does look like he might actually run down Kevin Reed. He's got quite a bit of a gap, but every lap He's well over a second faster with 8 laps to go. AJ down to the bottom. He's going to come around and get 6 laps to go here. AJ has not missed a step all night, running almost perfect race. Had a 10-second gap before the second caution came. Oh! Spoke too soon. AJ gets wicked loose off turn 2. Manages to save the car. Down the front straightaway, 5 laps to go for AJ. And it looks like that car might be going away just a little bit off of turn 2. Greg McDaniel now back in second. Eric Stoy has caught him. For Greg to have any chance of staying in the playoffs, he has to keep Eric behind him here. Mark Dantuma in 4th, Jeff Hinkle in 5th, Harley Barletta in 6th, Jared Heasley in 7th, Brandon Springer back in 8th. AJ back down the back straightaway. He is coming around. He'll get 2 laps to go. The man who has been on the bubble twice already this season, looks like in 2 laps he will make his way into the championship 4. From his hood cam down the back straightaway into turn 4. And there is Barney the flagman waving the white flag to AJ Gotze. One more time around. Greg McDaniel so far able to hold Eric Stoy off. And out of turn 4, AJ Gotze wins again when it matters most. Greg McDaniel will come home second. Eric Stoy is third. Mark Dantuma in 4th. Jeff Hinkle in 5th. Harley Barletta comes home 6th. Jared Heasley is 7th. Brandon Springer 8th. Mark Nelson 9th. And Bill Percy makes it around for a top 10 finish. All right, let's see if we can get a quick word here with Eric Stoy as he helps AJ celebrate. Hey, Eric, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I'm here, Doug.
Hey, it looks like you guys are having a little fun with the celebration there.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Teammates go 1-3, so we're happy.
You definitely are going to hold on to the points lead tonight and made it all yours with Jeff Hinkle now back to second. But now AJ is going to be in the championship 4. Does that worry you at all coming into the last couple of races?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, AJ is an overall probably the best driver here in this league, and he's tough to beat. But, hey, if he can come out with the championship, I'm happy. But I'm just happy being in it.
Well, congratulations, man. That was one heck of a run, a heck of a comeback there, and it looked like you had all the late run speed today.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I mean, the late runs were probably my best bet. I mean, to be honest, I was watching Hinkle where his lines were, and that's what I did, and helped me a lot.
Well, congratulations, man. Great job.
Hey, thank you.
All right, let's talk to our second place finisher. Hey, Greg, this is Doug. You got me?
I got you, Doug.
Hey, man, what a race. I mean, nobody could keep up with AJ tonight, but, man, it looked like you came close a couple of times.
I don't know how he could keep that speed up. I kept up with him, and I tried to keep my tire noise to a minimum. Thought maybe I had a chance on that last run there, but after about 10 laps or so, he just I started to push in the corners, and he just left me. So he was in a class of his own tonight.
Well, it does look like by virtue of your second place finish, you might have actually made it into the championship 4 here tonight as well.
It would be nice. I knew I had some ground to make up. I thought I'd have to win, but maybe I'll squeak in there. That would be cool.
Well, congratulations, man. You did what you had to do. That was a great run.
Thank you, Doug. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
Yeah, you too, buddy. All right, let's talk to our winner. Hey, AJ, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Doug.
It just seems like you could skip a race, get on the bubble, and just say, yeah, I'm going to go out and dominate.
It wasn't that easy. You're still nervous the whole time. You know, the cautions came out. The restarts are always sketchy, so it was still nerve-wracking.
When you saw the incident on that final restart, the incident that happened behind you, did that give you a little bit of a sigh of relief knowing that some of those guys got checked up?
Yeah, it allowed me to get out to a good jump, but Greg and Mark hung with me there, I think, for about 20 laps, but I was trying to save tires in case there was a late caution, and I think they just used theirs up a little too much, and I was able to gap them there at the end.
Well, it definitely worked. It kept you in the championship 4, so everything is right with the world. AJ's in the championship fight.
Yeah, let's go. One more race.
All right, buddy. Good luck, man.
Thanks, Doug.
So AJ Godsey will advance. Harley and Richie are out, and we're going to bring Topher in here to find out the status of the championship. Hey, Topher.
Hey, Doug. How are you?
I'm great, and now you have to figure out who the remaining 4 are.
So I've got the top 3. I do not have the 4th. There is a tie for 4th place. So we've got Jeff Hinkle. We've got Eric Stoy in 1st place. We've got Jeff Hinkle in 2nd place. We've got AJ Godsey in 3rd place. And then my 2-way tie for 4th is between Brandon and Greg.
Well, that is definitely going to be interesting. It may be a situation where it comes down to most wins, most top 5s, most top 10s type thing.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because I've already had to pulled wins. They both have a win, so now I'm looking at top 5s.
Well, good luck, my friend. I know that that's going to be a difficult one. I have a guess on this one, but I'm not going to say until the official numbers come out.
Well, it's going to take me a little bit. So yeah, I just thought I'd share. It was a good race tonight. It was a lot of fun. So now I just got to figure out who that 4th person is.
All right, man. Good luck with that.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Topher Baltimore obviously has a little bit of work ahead of him, but for tonight, we are done. Tomorrow night, we will be back with Jones BS Racing League at 34 Legends up first at 7:30 Eastern, followed by Touring Mods. You're not going to want to miss any of that. XCal returns on Tuesday. Wednesday, as always, we will have the Outlaw Xfinity Series, followed by the Nowski Nation Retro Trucks. And Thursday night, American All-Star Dirt Series. It's going to be a great, great week of racing. You don't want to miss a single bit of it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope you had as much fun as we did. Have a wonderful night.